Hello friends, this is Jay Hendricks with Powerful Thought Daily. Today I wanted to talk with you about how to never be bored. Now this is a kind of a mindfulness practice that I have developed for myself that I would like to share with you. And I don't know, it's very interesting. It yields a lot of results and it can create a lot of adventures and connections in your life. So where I would start with this is, first of all, this can be done anywhere. In your house, in your neighborhood, at the store, at Disneyland. It can anywhere it can work. And it can make your life very meaningful and very useful. So I don't really have a name for this practice, but I will describe it for you. Okay? So there's a few things to consider. I kind of think of this as a garden. So it's something that you tend to, and you can grow things from it. So let me, I guess, describe this. It's hard to describe. Okay, so the first step to this practice is I imagine a bubble around me. And so first of all, let's say that you're sitting there bored and you want to try this. So you picture a bubble around you. And what you do is wherever you go, wherever, whatever you're doing, or if you go into this room or if you go to this store or whatever enters that bubble becomes a little better. So let's say you decide to take a walk outside. So you go outside, you start the walk, and you notice that your neighbor's doormat is messed up. So that enters your bubble, right? And so you straighten it out, and then you just keep going. And what's cool about this is that now no one will ever know about it, because I think that's what makes service meaningful. And now no one will trip on that, and no one will walk by and think that mat is disturbed. So it's like you've fixed this little problem in the universe without anyone knowing, but that will have an effect on people. So let's say you're walking down and you see some trash on the road and no one's looking. You have to make sure no one's looking, and you clean it up and you throw it away. Now that pile of trash won't bother anybody. And you can get as creative as you want with this. You just, everywhere you go, the world gets a little better. The world that enters your bubble gets a little better. So improvement is going on around you. And the trick is that nobody knows that you do it. It's a lot more meaningful when you do it in secret, as Christ teaches. Okay? So that's the first step, and you can do that anywhere. Now the second step extends to people themselves. So, and what I like about this is you can practice these steps little by little. So anyone can do the bubble thing. But if you want to extend that to other people, now you can add each step on as you get more comfortable with it. So let's say you're going to the store and you get into this habit of the bubble thing and you're fixing things, or maybe you think a thought about somebody that's negative and then you switch it to positive, and then you keep going, and so now you're fixing your own mind as you're walking around, you're doing your everyday life, and your mind becomes more clear. And the first step to interacting with people is eye contact. So now not only are you improving things as you're going, improving your thoughts as you're going, now you're actually trying to look people in the eye. You're trying to actually make eye contact with people. Now let's say somebody actually makes eye contact with you. So now you can go on to the next step, and that's a greeting of some sort or an acknowledgement of some sort. So each of these steps unfolds as the other person reacts to you. So let's say you make eye contact with someone and then you acknowledge them, like you nod or you say, "How you doing?" or whatever. You just kind of smile, or you can greet them in some way. And let's say they don't say anything back. Well, that's the end of that, you know? You spread some cheer and then you just keep going. Let's say they greet you back. Now you can go even further. And further than that is complimenting them on something, or cracking a joke, or anything like that. So you make eye contact. Hey, how's it? They make eye contact. You say, "Hey, how's it going?" They say, "Oh, good. How are you?" And then you say something like, "I really like that dog you're walking. What kind of dog is that?" Or, "Hey, I like that shirt." Or, "Looks like you're buying tons of groceries for the family. That's awesome." Or something like that, you know. You just compliment them in some way. Or you're funny in some way. And then, if they just laugh and they carry on with their day, or "Thanks," you know, and then "Thanks for commenting on my shirt," or whatever. And then they keep going. And that's the end of that. And so see how these things unfold in stages. And it depends on, if it keeps getting bigger, it depends on if they're reacting back to you and willing to connect with you as well. So, and let's say you compliment them and then they're, "Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, it's been busy." And maybe they start talking to you. Now you have a conversation going. So now you can start talking to them. And what do you do in a conversation is you listen. So you want to ask them questions. Maybe you don't want to get too personal or anything. That's kind of weird. But, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get this dog? Is it a breed, or, and you can start talking about stuff. And as you listen to them, and as other people realize you're listening to them, they're going to start talking. And maybe they don't want to talk, and then that's it, and then you leave. But sometimes you'll find people that want to talk to you more, and eventually they'll start talking about things in their life that is causing them to suffer. That's kind of the goal. You don't want to manipulate this, of course, but a really good experience is when people start opening up to you and actually trusting you. And maybe they start, "Oh, my boss, da, 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 da. Or this woman came in today and she broke this ketchup bottle on the ground," and, "Oh, really?" And you can kind of talk to them about that and sympathize them with a bit and give some encouragement, or just be silent and listen. If you just listen, that's one of the biggest services you can provide to people. And then, you can learn their name, and then as you're going throughout your day, maybe you run into them again, and you can call them by their name and talk with them again. And repeated things like this can develop into a kind of a friendship, okay? And as you keep going through this, that friendship can turn into an adventure. Maybe they invite you over to something, or maybe they point you out to, "Hey, I know a guy who does this," and then, it can unfold in so many ways, you just never know. And this simple practice, when you break it down step by step, this can happen anywhere and at any time. And it just makes it so that you're always spreading joy. And you're not manipulating anything, you're literally just giving a little bit of something, and then if they give a little back, you give a little more, and then they give a little more back, and it can just keep going and growing and growing until it's possible you could establish a friendship of some sort. And I like it because I have met so many people like this. I've been invited over to dinner by people. It's crazy, the things that will happen. And so I don't know what to call this. It's just a mindfulness practice that I do, and it's a good way to just spread joy and have some meaning in your life. And you can do it whenever you're bored. And that way you can never be bored ever again. So, anyway, that's the video for today. I'm Jay Hendricks with Powerful Thought Daily. Please like and subscribe. It's been a busy week this week, so I haven't been able to put out as many videos as I wanted to. I've been getting my condo ready to rent out. So, anyway, stick with me, and I will continue putting out videos like this. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.